Our cover story tonight is about India's neighborhood. It's a happening place, we can tell you. Delhi has a lot on its plate. Pakistan wants to talk peace. China remains aggressive. Myanmar has seen a coup and Sri Lanka has scrapped a key project with India and Japan. The neighborhood first policy will need a reboot. And that's what we'll discuss tonight. Let's start with the most intractable neighbor of all, Pakistan. And this one has caught many by surprise. The Pakistani army chief is talking peace. General Qamar Javed Bajwa has said, and I'm quoting, "It is time to extend a hand of peace in all directions. The message is not lost on anyone." General Bajwa is talking about India here. You may wonder why this is significant. Pakistan has offered to talk many times in the past, and India has declined that invitation every time, saying it has zero tolerance, a zero tolerance policy against terrorism. Talks and terror do not go hand in hand, is what Delhi says. So what's different this time? It is the tone of the general. Bajwa was at the graduation ceremony of Pakistan Air Force cadets. He chose this opportunity to tone down the rhetoric. Let me quote from his speech. "We stand firmly committed to the ideal of mutual respect and peaceful coexistence. Pakistan and India must also resolve the long-standing issue of Jammu and Kashmir in a dignified and peaceful manner as per the aspirations of the people of Jammu and Kashmir and bring this human tragedy to its logical conclusion." Pakistan should be talking to itself about this. It follows a military doctrine of bleeding India with 1,000 cuts. That's what they say. Now, the army chief is talking about, quote-unquote, peaceful coexistence. This could be an outreach or simply an attempt to make the right noises just before the FATF or the Financial Action Task Force sits down to review terror financing in Pakistan. It is too soon to make an assessment. But with his words, the general has certainly caught New Delhi's attention. It may be time to review the stand, some say. India has tried everything with Pakistan. Successive governments have tried everything. The Prime Minister began his first term with his Pakistani counterpart in attendance. The first of its kind in white, but we all know how things went downhill from there. 7 years on, it may be time to engage and see what kind of pressure India can bring to bear on Pakistan. It's a gamble, but India is not really spoiled for choice here. Then we come to Myanmar. Another challenge there. Security at the Indo-Myanmar border has been beefed up as the Burmese military takes control of all government institutions. The general behind the coup, Min Aung Hlaing, is now saying that the coup is legal and it was inevitable. Western powers are in no mood to forgive. The United States has classified the takeover as a coup, but China seems to be blocking any efforts to reinstate democracy in Myanmar. Yesterday, the United Nations Security Council failed to condemn the coup. Why? Because China vetoed the statement. At the same time, Beijing took offense when journalists asked if China has supported the coup or if it gave a tacit consent to military rule.
Relevant theories are not true. As Myanmar's friendly neighboring country, we wish that all sides in Myanmar can appropriately resolve their differences and uphold political and social stability.
China rejects the suggestion that it supported the military takeover in Myanmar, but it still won't call what happened in Myanmar a coup. And it continues to cast a shadow over India's ties with its neighbors, like Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has gone back on a deal that it made with India and Japan. The East Container Terminal Deal Agreement has been scrapped. It's a port deal. This agreement was signed in 2019. India and Japan had joined hands with Sri Lanka and they had agreed to develop a strategic terminal at the Colombo port. India and Japan would have owned 49% of the shares in this terminal, with Sri Lanka's Ports Authority retaining the majority stake. But now Colombo has scrapped it. It seems like Colombo's move caught Indian diplomats by surprise. The Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka issued a statement reminding Sri Lanka that this was a trilateral agreement. The statement asks, quote-unquote, all sides to abide by existing understandings and commitment. A message to Sri Lanka to honour its deal. But the Rajapaksas are unlikely to relent. Reports say Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has said that Sri Lanka's Ports Authority will hold complete operational rights over this port. At the same time, a compensatory offer has been made. Reports say Sri Lanka's cabinet has approved another proposal. This one is to develop the western terminal at the Colombo port. It remains to be seen how New Delhi responds to this. And then there's one more neighbour orchestrating most of this trouble. China remains as difficult as ever. No progress in the border standoff. Next time someone says love thy neighbour, think of India's lot. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.